Hello. Good evening. No. Good evening.
We use like we learn what is D. So in yesterday's class we learned what is database, what is DBMS, what is database, what is DBMS. Okay, in yesterday's class. So we use like we learned what is database, what are the different types of DBMS, what is RDBMS. Okay, then what are the RDBMS softwares? Now next, what are the RDBMS features? RDBMS features, and you can apply these features to all these databases. Okay, you can apply these features to all this Oracle, SQL Server, DB2 like that. In RDBMS, so one is easy to access and manipulate data. Easy to access and manipulate data. In RDBMS, accessing data, manipulation data is easy because we don't need to write programs, we write queries, commands. But before RDBMS, you need to write programs. You need to write programs to access, to manipulate. Okay, now before RDBMS, we need to write programs to access, to manipulate. But in RDBMS, we don't need to write programs. We don't need to write programs to access and manipulate. So you write commands. Okay, then so that's very easy to access. Even like who do not have programming experience, they can also work with database. Who don't have programming experience, they can also work with database. Next one, less redundancy. Redundancy means duplication of data. So here data repetition is less. So but earlier before RDBMS means this one. You know that before RDBMS, these systems. So before RDBMS, so same data is repeated in number of locations. Suppose like let us say customer data. Same customer data is repeated in number of locations, number of files. Okay, now same customer data is repeated in number of files. But if you take, for example, RDBMS, if you take RDBMS, so in RDBMS, we don't need to repeat the same customer data in number of files. Because we store only one place, that is database. We store the data in only one place, but we don't need to repeat the same customer data in number of locations. So redundancy is reduced and provides more security compared to old systems. So RDBMS provides more security. So we can enforce the security at different levels. In RDBMS, we can enforce the security at different levels, provides more security. So only authorized people can access, but not unauthorized people. You can't access my database, I can't access your database. So if you want to access my database, then I need to give permissions. So without giving permissions, you can't access my database, and I can't access your database. Okay, na? Then so there is more security. Okay, then next, and supports what? Data integrity. Okay, then supports data integrity. Data integrity means data quality. That means quality is guaranteed in RDBMS. Data quality is guaranteed. Data quality means data is correct. So only we store valid data in databases. We don't store invalid data. Okay, now so quality is guaranteed means so RDBMS stores only the valid data. It will not store invalid data. Okay, now it will not store invalid data. So suppose, for example, you take employee ID, employee name, employee salary. ID is 100, name is A, salary is 5,000. So yeah, suppose again this is one employee. One employee, his ID, his name is salary. Another employee, 100, his name is blank, salary is minus 2,000. Then so this is invalid data. This data is invalid data. Why this is invalid data? Because this ID is already given to one employee. The same ID should not be given to another employee. Listen, this ID is already given to one employee. The same ID should not be given to another employee. And the name should not be blank. Name should not be blank. And salary should not be negative. Salary should not be negative. Salary should be always positive. So this is invalid data. What I'm saying is RDBMS doesn't store this type of invalid data. So that's why I'm saying quality is guaranteed. Supports data integrity, data quality. So it stores only valid data. It will not store invalid data. And supports what? Data sharing. Supports data sharing. Means multiple users can access same database at the same time. Multiple users can access same database at the same time. Okay, like you take Amazon. Multiple customers log into Amazon, can buy the products at the same time. Multiple customers can buy the products at the same time. So Amazon database is accessed by multiple users. You go to what, like you want to book the train ticket. Okay, irctc.com. Okay, so you can book the ticket for same time at the same time. You go to book my show. You can book the ticket for same movie, same theater at the same time. Number of customers. So sharing is possible. Multiple users are allowed to access database at the same time. Okay, then supports sharing and supports transactions like money withdrawal, money deposit, ATM, like ATM transactions. Easily, the type of transactions can be implemented in RDBMS. Okay, so easy to access means without writing programs, you can access, you can manipulate the data. So simply writing commands. So that means who don't have programming experience also can work with database. So who do not have programming experience can also work with database. And here, repetition of data will be less. So same customer, same details are not repeated in number of locations. The details are stored in only one location, that is database. Okay, then we don't need to repeat. So security, more security. You can't access my database, I can't access your database. If you want to access my database, I have to give permission. If I want to access your database, you have to give permissions to me. So security is more in RDBMS. Supports data quality. So it stores only valid data, it will not store invalid data. So multiple users can access same database at the same time and supports transactions. That's all. So these are the features of RDBMS, basic features of RDBMS. Every database must support these features, whether it is Oracle or SQL Server or DB2. Every RDBMS support this. Okay, irrespective of that. Next, what DBMS is there, but okay, it's not completely different. So you can say what is what DBMS stands for. What DBMS stands for? What object relational DBMS. So database management system. What DBMS stands for? Object relational database management system. Next, what is what DBMS is? What DBMS is? Okay, what DBMS is combination of RDBMS and OOPS. What DBMS is combination of RDBMS and OOPS. That means it is combination of RDBMS and OOPS. Means so now RDBMS combination of RDBMS and OOPS. So here let's see. Then to the existing RDBMS, some extra concepts are added. Extra concepts are related to OOPS. To the existing RDBMS, some extra concepts are added. Extra concepts are related to OOPS. And a new DBMS is released. That is what DBMS. So that means what DBMS is RDBMS plus OOPS. What is the main concept of OOPS? Anyone knows what the main concept of OOPS? Okay, what is the main concept of OOPS? What is the main concept of OOPS? You can say OOPS, number of abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, like that. But the main concept of OOPS is only two. One is OOPS is mainly for two. One is security reusability. OOPS is introduced because of these two, security and reusability. So, but security is not required because database itself offers security features. Security is not taken. What is taken from OOPS is reusability is taken. Reusability is taken. That's all. So, what is the difference between RDBMS and RDBMS? RDBMS doesn't support reusability. RDBMS supports reusability. Okay, na? That. So, like, so what the difference is? RDBMS doesn't support reusability, but RDBMS supports what? Reusability. RDBMS doesn't support reusability, but RDBMS supports what? Reusability. Okay, that. That's all. So this is like, okay, that. But how it supports usability, leave it. This is not the right time to discuss how it supports reusability. Okay, that. Just you remember that the difference is RDBMS doesn't support reusability, but RDBMS supports reusability. How it supports, what is, we'll see that practically. So next, what are the RDBMS softwares? Okay, what are the RDBMS softwares? Like both SQL Server and Oracle. SQL Server supports RDBMS features. Oracle also supports RDBMS features. PostgreSQL and think PostgreSQL also supports RDBMS features, like that. Okay, SQL Server, RDBMS, all these two comes under RDBMS. So it's not completely different type bus. It is an extension. RDBMS concepts are extended. Extra concepts are added. Extra concepts are related to OOPS. Okay, that's all. So this is about what then what DBMS. And this knowledge is enough before we go to the actual SQL server. What you must know, okay, before we go to the actual SQL server, you must know what is database. You must know what is DBMS, what is RDBMS, and what is ORDBMS. That's all. If you know this enough. So you must know this one. What is database, what is DBMS, what is RDBMS, like this. Okay. That's all. Now we can start what's our SQL server. If you have any doubts, you can like if you have any doubts, you can ask. Like otherwise, we'll start SQL server. Okay, then. So we can start SQL server. Okay, done. So that's what I said in the beginning. So actually, there are some databases. What are they called? NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases, like mainly two NoSQL databases like CouchDB, etc. One is MongoDB, Cassandra. So this comes under Cassandra. Okay, this comes under what? NoSQL databases. Okay, then. So NoSQL databases, these two. Okay, then. Now, so they are mainly used for analysis. Okay, then. So these databases are good for. That's what I in the beginning also I said. These databases are good for. Structured data. These databases are good for storing and processing unstructured data. Like these two. Oracle SQL Server. Okay, then Oracle and SQL Server. So these databases are good for structured data, storing and processing. But this is good for storing and processing unstructured data. That's all. Okay, then. That's all. Now, okay. SQL Server. Now, if anyone asks you what is SQL Server, what is your answer? If anyone asks you what is SQL Server means, answer is what? SQL Server is basically a RDBMS product from Microsoft. Okay, now SQL Server is basically a RDBMS product from Microsoft. Okay, basically RDBMS product from Microsoft. Use it to create and to manage the database. Use it to create and to maintain the database. So then, what the answer is? Like SQL Server is basically a RDBMS product. Basically RDBMS product from Microsoft. Use it to create and to manage database. That means using SQL Server, we can create the database, we can manage the database. So you know that creation. So in your system, if you want to create the database, you need the software. You want to create the database in your system, you need the software. And so to create the database and to manage the database. Okay, managing means storing, updating, deleting. Okay, then so create and to manage. So creating the database. Next, so managing the database means storing the data, updating the data, deleting the data. So for every day, you want to work with the database, then we use SQL Server. Okay, and SQL Server can be used. SQL Server can be used. Use it for database development and administration. Okay, na? You can use this software for development as well as for administration. So there is no separate software for development, separate software for database administration. There is no separate software. One software, so which can be used for development as well as for administration. Okay, na? Then because if you take web development is different, web administration is different. Web application development is different softwares, web application administration different software. But when it comes to SQL Server database, one software for development as well as for administration. You can use this software for developing as well as for administration. Okay, fine. Next. Okay. Then what are the versions of SQL Server? Okay, what are the versions of SQL Server? Then what are the versions of SQL Server? So versions of SQL Server. And versions are there from what? Versions are there from versions are there from one. Versions are there from one. Like let's see this. This is versions. So version and in which year this version is released. Version plus in which year version is released. Version 1.1, 1991. 4.2, 93. 6.0, 95, like this. Latest is SQL Server 2019. Latest version is SQL Server 2019. Latest version. Okay, then what the latest version is SQL Server 2019. But what is the difference between one version to another version? What is the difference between one version to another version? So only features. Okay, now sir, here basic thing is same was, whether it is version 1 or 16 or 17 or 19 or basic thing same, but only from one version to another version some extra features are added. Some extra features are added. So like one must know last three. So last three versions. Suppose here if you take SQL Server 2016, what are introduced in SQL Server 2016? Okay, now what one must know last three versions. So one version to another version, extra features. 2014 to this 2014, some new features are added, released 2016. Some new features are added to 16 and released 17. Some new features added to 17, released 19. That's all. So SQL Server 2016. Okay, what is introduced? Polybase, JSON. So okay, na? Then JavaScript object notation, temporal tables, dynamic data masking. So this is introduced in SQL Server 2016. Identity cache, new string functions, automatic tuning. So this is introduced in 2017, 2019. Handling this big data. Okay, then querying the data, external data sources. So this is what introduced in 2019. So this is the futures introduced in 16, 17, 19, like okay, na? That. But we'll see that after going to this practical, we'll see that. Okay. Querying the data, external data sources. So this is what introduced in 2019. So this is the futures introduced in 16, 17, 19, like okay, na? That. But we'll see that after going to this practical, we'll see that. Okay. Next. But see, you install SQL Server 2016, you install 17, you install 18, 19, etc. Any version you install. I'll show that how to download, how to install also. I'll show that. Wait. Okay, na? Then I'll show that how to install, how to download, how to install. I'll show that. But before going to see that, first one must know client server. So client server architecture. Then, because if you have this, if after discussing that, then you'll understand what software needs to be installed. Okay, na? Then client server architecture. What is client server architecture? So here there are two components. One is server, another one client. Server and client. There are two components, server and client. What is server? What is client? Okay, what is server? What is client? So let's see this here. So for example, one second. So suppose like One new project is started. When a new project starts, what DBA will do? DBA will take one computer. Okay, na? A new project is started. So in company, some new project is started, a .NET project, Power BI project, Tableau project, a new project is started. For that new project, they need database. For that project, they need a database, but they want to use SQL Server. So then what DBA will do? So he'll take one computer, and in that computer, install SQL Server. He'll take one iConfiguration system. In that system, install SQL Server. So after installing SQL Server, so what the system is called? The system is called server. What the system is called server. So server means a system. Server is a system where SQL Server software is installed and running. Server is a system where SQL Server software is installed and running. If SQL Server software is installed in your laptop, maybe your laptop can be called as server. If SQL Server is installed in my laptop can be called as server. So server means nothing but a system where SQL Server software is installed and running. So this is called server. And inside the server, using SQL Server software, you created one database. Inside the server, using SQL Server software, you create one database. Suppose, for example, so that project is sales project. You created one database called sales database. The project is bank project. So suppose you created one database, bank database. Okay, na? Then that's all. So DBA has taken a computer, is taken a system. So in that system, he installed SQL Server, and after installing SQL Server, using SQL Server, he created the database for the new project. So the new project is bank project. So for that, he created one database. Okay, fine. Next, suppose here developers. So this is like say developer 1, developer 2. Suppose developer 3. There are some 3 developers. Okay, so there are 3 developers. And what these developers have to do? Every day, these developers have to connect to the server. They have to work with the database. Yes or no? Every day, these developers have to connect to the server. They have to work with the database. But suppose here, then what they do? What they do? So every day, these developers have to connect to the server. They have to work with the database. Okay, na? They can't directly sit in front of the server and work with the database. You're not allowed to directly work with the servers. Servers will be located somewhere. Sir, the server is there in Singapore. Okay, na? The server is there in Singapore. Okay. So then this developer is there in America. One developer is there in India. One developer is there in Europe. But the server is there in Singapore. Then what they do? Okay, na? Then. So, like, how, sir, here you can't directly sit in front of the server and work with the database. That is not possible. That is not practical. Because servers will be located somewhere. Where the servers will be located, nobody knows. So Gmail server is there in America. Are you going to America to receive emails? Gmail server is there in America. Are you going to America to send? No. You use what? Okay, na? You use your laptop. Using your laptop, you connect to the Gmail server and access mail accounts. Okay, na? So then bank server is there in Singapore. Are you going to Singapore to do money withdrawal, money deposits? Bank server is there in Singapore. Are you going to Singapore to do money withdrawal, money deposits? Huh? No. So we go to ATM. Yes or no? We go to what? ATM. From ATM, you connected to bank server and doing the transaction. From ATM mission, you connected to bank server doing the transaction. So what that ATM is called? What that ATM is called? What that ATM is called? Okay. What that ATM is called? Like ATM is called client. What that ATM is called client. That ATM is called client. And similarly, supposing like okay, na? Then so like from using your laptop. Okay, using your laptop also you can connect to the bank server by using net banking. So you connect to the bank server, work with the database. What is your laptop is called client. Remember, when server is there, compulsory what must be there? A client must be there. So we can't directly work with the servers. We need another system. What that system is called client system. Using this client system, you connect to the server. Using client system, you connect to the server, work with the database. Using this client system, you connect to the server, work with the database. Submit the request, receive the response. Okay, now using this client system, you connect to the server, submit the request. Submit the request, receive the response. Submit request, receive the response. But what should be installed in client computer? What should be installed in client computer? Okay, now so like okay, now what should be installed? What should be installed in client computer? So to connect to the SQL server, what should be installed in the client computer? One tool should be installed in the client computer. Like to connect to the Gmail server, what should be installed in your laptop? To connect to Gmail server, what should be installed in your laptop? One tool should be installed. What is the tool? SSMS. One tool should be installed. That is SSMS. Similarly, to connect to the SQL server, one tool should be installed in this client computer. What the tool is? SSMS. SSMS. One tool should be installed in the client computer. So what is SSMS? SSMS stands for SQL Server Management Studio. SSMS stands for SQL Server Management Studio. So this should be installed. Okay, na? Then. So SSMS should be installed. SSMS stands for SQL Server Management Studio. So this is the tool needs to be installed in client computer. So what is installed in server computer? SQL Server. What is installed in client computer? SSMS. Okay. Then, but my laptop is acting as server and client. My laptop is acting as server and client. Okay, na? My laptop is acting as server and client because in my laptop, SQL Server is installed in my laptop. SSMS is also installed in my laptop. Both are installed in one laptop. Got it now? So then, okay, both are installed in my laptop. So that's why my laptop is acting as server and client, because I'm using this for training purpose. I'm using this for training purpose. But if you go to real time, if you go to real time projects, if you go to real time projects, in real time projects they use network, because in real time projects, group of developers work with the same database. Okay, na? Same project. So this is database. This is SQL server. Let's say this is SQL server, and this is the database. Okay, na? This is the database, and this is SQL server. This is server. SQL server is managing the database, and this is developer one laptop, developer two laptop, developer three laptop, and all these developer laptops are connected to server. All these developer laptops are connected to server, and all these developers are working with this database. So what is installed in the developer laptops is developer one, developer two laptops. What is installed is SSMS is installed. SQL server is not installed in developer laptops. What is installed in developer laptops? SSMS tool is installed. So using this tool every day they connect to SQL server, work with the database. Using this tool every day they connect to SQL server, work with the database. Connect to the server, work with the database. Connect to the server, work with the database. That's all. Okay, that's all. So that's all. Here, so I'm using it for training purpose. That's why I'm using single laptop. So that's why I'm using what both are installed in one laptop. Okay, that's all. So this is about the server and client. I think you understood this. So then tell me, to practice every day, if you want to practice SQL server, what softwares you have to install? If every day you want to practice SQL server, what softwares you have to install? So you have to install two softwares. For the two softwares, you have to install SQL server SSMS. You have to install two softwares, SQL server SSMS. You have to install both, because I've seen students, they install SSMS, they'll ask, sir, I'm not able to connect. So they install only SSMS, they don't install SQL server. Then they'll ask, sir, I'm not able to connect. Then because it's not possible, you have to install both. Okay, na? SSMS is a tool to connect to SQL server. Without SQL server, what is the use of installing SSMS? Yes or no? Okay, na? Then so first you install SQL server, next install SSMS. Both should be installed. If only SQL server is installed, so how can you connect to SQL server without this tool? If you install only SSMS, what is the use only installing SSMS without SQL server? Then what you do with SSMS? You don't do anything. So that's why both are required. Okay, na? Then understood, na? Both are required. Then, so you need to install both. So I like that point here. So server, what is server is? So server is a system where SQL server is installed and running. System where SQL server is installed and running. So inside the server, SQL server manages what? Database. Inside the server, SQL server manages database. Next, so client is also a system. Client is a system. Okay, using. So client is a system where users connects to server, submit request to server, receives response from server, connects to server, submit request to server, receives response from server. system where users can connect to server, submit request, receive response. Okay, then that's all. Next. Okay, then. So suppose here, then that's all. This is, I think, you understood what is server, what is client. Okay, then. Okay, now then, like so so in my system I'm using SQL Server 2019. Okay, in my system I'm using SQL Server 2019. Okay, then. So if you want, you can also download that one. How to download that? Like, go to what? So like, just go to this SQL Server 2019 download. SQL Server 2000. So then go to SQL Server downloads, Microsoft.com. SQL Server downloads, Microsoft.com. So click this. Okay, understood. Just type boss SQL Server 2019. Okay, then next. After this, you'll get this one. Just you use Microsoft.com, SQL Server downloads. Next. So in this, you'll get some. This you'll get this one. Just you use Microsoft.com, SQL Server downloads. Next. So in this, you'll get something like this. But this is on cloud. If you want to install SQL Server on cloud, this one. It is on premises. SQL Server on premises. But this is one trial versions. This is trial version. Okay, now this is trial version. So this is trial version. But I don't want trial version. I want free edition. So maybe trial version works for, I think, 180 days. Trial version will work for 180 days. Okay, then. So, but I want what? Not trial version. I want to use free edition. So either you can use this one or you can use this one. Developer edition, Express edition. Okay, now then. So this is developer is full featured free edition, licensed for use as a development and a test databases in a non-production environment. Okay, now then. So, but I'm using this one. This is free editions. This too. So then you can download this. Okay, you can download now. So just click this download. Okay, download. Next, suppose here after downloading, after downloading, trial version will work for 180 days. Okay, then. So, but I want what? Not trial version. I want to use free edition. So either you can use this one or you can use this. You'll get SQL Server. Okay, then what you will get? So downloads. After downloading, you'll get SQL Server loading. Okay, then what you will get? So downloads. After downloading, you'll get SQL Server 2019 SSCI development. Okay, now you'll get this one. SQL Server SQL Server 2019 development edition. Sir, okay, now. So SQL Server 2019 developer edition. This is downloaded. So you select this one, boss. You select download this option. If you select this option, then you'll get this one. Okay, now you'll get this one. So double click this. When you double click this, installation begins. That's all. You'll get this one. So this is an application. Double click this. When you double click this, installation begins. That's all. Installation begins. Okay. Now, so this is downloading. I'll send the links. Downloading links. Press like once again. I'll send it. I'll send it at a time. Then. So once again, let me keep this somewhere at present. Okay. After downloading, what I'm saying is you'll get this one. Double click this. When you double click this, installation begins. Application. Okay. But here OS is, if your OS is Windows 10, use 2019. If your OS is Windows 10. Okay. Then. So if your OS is SQL Server 2019, your OS is not Windows 10. Your OS is older versions. Oh, sorry, your OS is Windows 7, Windows 8. If it is Windows 8, then you can install SQL Server 2017. If your OS is Windows 7, then install SQL Server 2014. Okay, na? Windows 10, you can use SQL Server 2019, boss. It is supporting for lower version, means 11 also supports that. Okay, then. Now. Okay, na? Then. So now. After this, next one, what? Let's see step by step. What the next thing is? Step by step. Okay, installation. So step by step installation of SQL Server 2019 development edition. Step by step installation of SQL Server development edition. Okay, then. So let's see development edition. Step by step installation of development edition. Okay, na? Then. So this is also like once again. So I'll add these two links to the chat box. Like wait, let me later I'll add these two links to the chat box. You can use these links. So one is what? This is download. One is for download. Okay, next one. One is for installation. This is installation link. Sorry, installation. Step by step installation. Okay, step by step installation. So these two links I'll add it to the chat box. Wait. So in this, what I said, first you'll get SQL 2019 development edition application. Double click this. When you double click this, then what happens is this opens. In this, you select custom. When you double click this opens. In this, you select custom. Next one. Just this will automatically. Actually, there's a button here. So okay. Then next one. So after this, choose installation. Here, choose installation. After selecting installation, you'll get something. So right side, this left side you select installation, right side you'll get this one. In this you select new SQL Server standalone installation. Select new SQL Server standalone installation. Next one. After selecting, select new SQL Server standalone installation. Next one. After selecting specify the edition already developer edition, you select it. So accept. Next one. After selecting specify the edition already developer edition,
if you dance, I'll dance. And if you don't, I'll dance anyway. Give peace a chance. Let the fear you have fall away. I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on you. Say yes to heaven. Say yes to me. Say yes to heaven. Say yes to me. If you dance, I'll dance. I'll put my red dress on, get it on. And if you fight, I'll fight. It doesn't matter now, it's all gone. I've got my mind on you. I got my mind on you. Say yes to heaven. Say yes to me. Say yes to heaven. Say yes to me. I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on you.
I am not the only traveler who is not repaid his debt. I've been searching for a trail to follow again. Take me back to the night we met. And then I can't tell myself what the hell I'm supposed to do. And then I can't tell myself not to ride along with you. I had all and then most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Oh, take me back to the night we met. When the night was full of terror and filled with tears, when you had not touched me yet. Oh, take me back to the night we met. I had all and then most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Take me back to the night we met. colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave. I will not let anything take away. Standing in front of me, every breath, every hour has come to this. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years, 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000
This you select new SQL Server standalone installation. Select new SQL Server standalone installation. Next one. After selecting specified edition, already developer edition, you selected installation. Next one. After select server standalone installation. Next one. After selecting specified edition, already developer edition, you selected. So act server standalone installation. Here, choose installation. Choose installation. Choose installation. Here, choose installation. After selecting installation, you'll get something. So right side. This left side you select installation. Right side you'll get this one. In this you select new SQL Server standalone installation. Select new SQL Server standalone installation. Next one. After selecting specified edition, already developer edition, you selected. So accept the license. Accept license. Okay. Next one, Microsoft updates. I don't want any updates from Microsoft. This is unchecked. No need to check, uncheck. I don't want any updates from Microsoft. So then install rules. Okay, now simply click next. So then install rules. This is unchecked. Next one, Microsoft updates. I don't want any updates from Microsoft. This is unchecked. No need to check, uncheck. I don't want any updates from Microsoft. So then install. I don't want any updates from Microsoft. This is unchecked. No need to check, uncheck. I don't want any updates from Microsoft. So then install rules. Okay, now simply click next. Future selection. Let's select first one, database engine. That's all. Don't select all. Select database engine. Select database engine. Okay, now click next. And instance configuration, leave it to the default. By default, it will be MS SQL Server 2019. Okay, now click next. And instance configuration, leave it to the default. By default, it will be MS SQL Server 2019. Leave it to the default. Instance configuration, leave database engine. Select database engine. Okay, now click next. Database engine. Okay, now click next. And instance configuration, leave it to the default. By default, it will be MS SQL Server 2019. Leave it to the default. Next one, server configuration, configure database parameters. Only thing is, here it is asking password. Enter the password, but remember the password. Enter the password, but remember the password. Don't enter complex password. Enter simple password. 1, 2, 3 like that. don't enter complex passwords. Okay, don't enter complex passwords, enter simple passwords. That's all. Installation will be completed. That's all. So these are the steps, boss. Okay, let's see. Again, once again, I'm showing, like, let's see. Simple, nothing yet. So first, after downloading, you'll get this.
Hello guys, welcome to Amit's Wait. Here is the current version visible 8.0.40 and it automatically selected the operating system. Here type environment variables. In this video it downloaded successfully. Right click and click select an installation type. I'll install in the following location. It's complete. Okay. Now what is this? This is a connection string. Here you can directly click connect minimize. Now in layman language, site the download start. Now it will load as it is. Okay, here you can select optional any database. Right now we will type our command in the database name. In this video we will learn how to install SQL Server 2025 on Windows 11. That means we successfully installed. Link SQL with Java, Python or any other language. You can use this connection string. This is the log folder. The following is the media folder for SQL. And this is the resources folder. From here, click connect now. If the following is visible, that means
double click this. After downloading, you'll get this one. Double click this one. After double clicking this, this opens. Okay, then in this what? Then so no. Okay, then so custom. Click custom. Next one. This opens. Yet select this one. Okay, install. Next one. You'll get this installation package. Next one. Choose install. Left side choose install. Right side select new SQL Server standalone installation. Next one. What? Specify the edition. Developer edition. Accept the license. Microsoft updates. Yes. Don't select. Uncheck. Install rules. Like leave it. Future selection. So select the database engine here. Select the database engine. Future selection. Next one. Instance configuration. Leave it to the default. Future selection. Next one. Instance configuration. So select database engine here. Selection. So install rules, like leave it. Future selection. So select date updates. Yes. Don't select, uncheck. Install rules, like leave it. Future selection. So select database engine here. Select database engine, future selection. Next one, instance configuration, leave it to the default. Server configuration, like simply click next. Database parameters, here enter the password. Select mixed mode, enter the password. Select the mixed mode, enter the password, but enter simple password 123. Okay, then that's it. So this is the steps you follow. Okay, then better to follow the steps. Okay, then. So now let me select this. Like, okay, I'll add these two links to the chat box. You download this. Download and install in your laptop. Okay, now. So I'm adding it to the